Welcome everyone to oldtacosandgeeks.com. Justin here with another episode of Mature Audiences Only. I should actually return this into adults only. But today, my friends, we are going to be talking about another game that is on Steam. This game's titled Getting Inside Hentai Story. As always, I give you a brief synopsis. So without further ado, my friends, here we go. You are an ordinary loser whose life unexpectedly changes when an ancient demon breaks free and lures you into a world of sexual pleasure and deadly passion. In return, he only wants one thing from you. Oh, wait, actually, he doesn't want anything from you. He just seems to be having fun. Embark on a journey filled with comedy and overpowering lust. Change your life and become the one who the most stunning girls fall for, but they are as naive and simple and as blissful, ignorant, and lustful protagonist thinks. And here we will talk about this game. But before I do, on the Steam page, I also want to express this as well and stress this as well. On the Steam page, it says AI generated content disclosure for those who are thinking about purchasing the game. The developer described how the game uses AI generated content like this. AI generations was used for the backgrounds and characters of the game and was processed by the artists. Yes, they used AI, but our artists are carefully working on it, cleaning out all the bugs and giving the drawings an individual style. And the message is, I hope this doesn't stop you from enjoying the game. So this game was AI generated, has AI usage in this. So for those who are thinking about purchasing the game, just know that this was AI generated or has some AI influence with it with the price of $7.99. So just want to get that out there before we begin our review. Now, let's talk a little bit about the story. As I said in the synopsis, you are playing a character that you name, a male character that you name, and he is this guy who's just never had luck with women. He's in a job where he excels, but he's overlooked by everybody. He doesn't have confidence, and it's not only until he meets this demon and this girl who does this ritual, a old friend of his, who she does this ritual on him that unlocks this demon that is inside of him that is helping him now build his confidence, and he has the power now to read women's more internal thoughts, and mostly thoughts of what they think about him and lust and things of that nature. So think about a hentai version of what a horny girl wants. The best way I can say it. It's not what women want because there will be a lot more in depth with this, but let's just say what a lustful woman will want. And the main character has that gift, and throughout the game, you make these choices that will shape your ending. Now, as far as the gameplay goes, it's a standard visual novel where the branching storylines, where your branching choices will branch out into various storylines. You have various girls to choose from. You have Ray, you have Lucia, you have V, you have Melanie, and you also have one character that you only see once, but that shows the mechanics of the game. But your choices in here, well, I did like the story. I did like the setup of the story. I did like the characterization of the characters. I did like the girls in here, but I will say that the game does need a little bit of polish, even in the story front here, because you get some characterization, but it's very surface level characterization. You have kind of your carbon copies of characters. You have your MILF character there who's always single. She's older, she's insecure about her age, but usually is the biggest freak of them all. I mean, if you played a lot of hentai games, you know the archetypes, guys. So yes, the MILF is the biggest freak of them all. You have the tough boss who is just more of the Dom, and the Dom aspect. She gets what she wants, but she's easily submissive to you once you show that masculine energy. You have V, who's like a gym rat, and she's kind of insecure of her body. You had the gamer girl who's really freaky and just kind of shows her submissive side. So it has kind of like those generic archetypes that you expect from a hentai girl, but I did like the usage of reading your minds, and the game also has a little bit of a break of gameplay. I would say the only kind of gameplay element in here are these two easy puzzle sections. One is where you're just doing your job, where you are either you're like filing things. So you're either putting things in a spam trash or you're filing it into the folder. And it's very relatively easy, nothing difficult. They do have this puzzle where it's at the point where you are trying to dig a little bit deeper, aka get inside. And get inside is kind of like a double entendre. It's not just about getting inside her, but it's also physically, but getting inside her emotionally, mentally, into her heart. And that's where the puzzle piece comes into the play here, the puzzle aspect of the game, where you have to get rid of all the hearts that you see on the screen here. And some of the puzzles are actually challenging. It took me a little bit just to figure out one, like the harder ones took me a while because you just got to figure out what is the pattern to get all the hearts because there's no backtracking, and every time you across the board, the hearts disappear. But for the most part, I would say that I did have a solid good time with the story, even though it felt very generic when it came to the female characters. I felt there should have been a little bit more characterization. And the story in the game is short. This can take you about, I would say, 2 to 3 hours, and because it's only in a span of a week. So I was kind of hoping that it would have lasted a little bit longer with that because I did like certain characters. Like I would love to see a little bit more of the boss. I would have loved to see a little bit more of Ray and the MILF, a little bit more of the backstories. You get very surface level exposition here. But overall, it still was a pretty good effort in terms of the story, and the gameplay is very simple. It's a visual novel with a little bit of puzzle elements from time to time, very sporadic. Now, you're probably wondering, how is sexy time? Because that's what you're all here for when it comes to mature audiences only. How is the sexy time? If you're looking for an interactive sexy time, this is not for you. This is a straight cutscene sexy time with a little bit of voice acting in there, just tossed in there. I'm not sure if it was actually a cast member or if it was actually AI generated when it comes to the voices, but you will get just a kind of like this live 2D um cutscene of the position that they're in that particular scene and the climax, and that's pretty much it. If you're looking for more of the interacting and touchy feely and just be able to switch positions and do things of that nature, you're not gonna get it here. This is literally just a cutscene, and that's pretty much it. Cutscene's pretty decent. I mean, it's repetitive, but for what this is, it's not bad. I've seen better, I've played better, but for here, pretty standard when it comes to the sexy times in this. Music wasn't bad. Very, like I said, it's kind of very generic, but it wasn't something that's screaming like I need the soundtrack. Overall, I'm gonna wrap this up here. Oh, graphically, oh, it's AI generated, so how does it look graphically? Backgrounds for for people who use I guess they can tell you that AI, the one of the things about AI is consistency. And if you're using, depending on what AI generator you're using, whether it's Chat GPT or I'm not sure, whatever. Chat GPT is the only one that comes to my mind when it comes to AI. But from people that I've talked to that use AI heavily, they will say that it's not as consistent when it comes to art style. So kudos to them if that's true that they were able to get this consistent, but they also said they had artists working on it. So art style, I guess AI did a good job with the backgrounds and the characters, and the designs look good. Looks proportioned enough. Doesn't look like six fingers instead of five. So I would say the graphics is nice, easy aesthetics, pretty good. Like I'm not knocking anyone for using the technology, but it is what it is. I have my views, but it is what it is. So overall, you know how we do here: buy, wait for a sale, or skip it. This game is only $7.99. But on sale right now, it's like I believe $6, $6.79, and they introduce a bundle, which includes the soundtrack, which is like $11. I will give this. I did enjoy the story, but I'm gonna give this. You know what? It has a cutscene in there. I'll give this. I was gonna give it a wait for sale, but since the price is already low, you know what? I'll buy it. I'll say add it to your collection. It's like a quick 2 hours, 2 to 3 hours. I think you'll find some fun with it. I think you'll find a little bit of enjoyment with it. For those who can't look past the AI usage, then obviously this is a skip it for you. But for those who are open minded enough to try and see what somebody's vision was, I will give it a buy. It's cheap. It's like $7. It's not. I'm not gonna cry that I spent $7 on a 3 hour hentai game. This is Justin from oldtalkersandgeeks.com. What did you think of getting inside hentai story? Comment below. Let me know if you like what we do here. Hopefully we earned your subscription. So please hit the like button, subscribe button, notification bell. I'll catch you on the next review, my friends. Later days.